Hey, family. Just a quick, what I wish I'd said episode from yesterday's sermon. Still feeling a little bit under the weather. Can you tell? Man alive. I feel like I've got crazy sick hair. Um, I love talking about testimonies. I love the power of story. I want to be a better storyteller. And as I'm thinking about what it means when we share our stories, I'm reminded of one of our core values. Let me just read it to you. It says, "We value your story and expect God to receive glory and others receive grace every time you tell it." We expect that God will receive glory when we tell our stories, and we expect others to receive grace. Here's why. Because when we share our testimony, we're talking about what God did in our lives, right? It always points to Jesus. We're not getting up and saying, "Hey, I did this great thing because I read a self-help book and did it all on my own power," right? No, we're saying, "Hey, I could never have done this in my life except for the Lord." So our stories bring God glory, but they also bring other people grace, because when we hear testimonies, what we're saying is, "God, you did this in my life. Do it again in someone else's life." Right? We share our testimonies so that others will believe God for the same thing in their lives. You've probably bought a product before that you absolutely loved, gave it a 5-star review on Amazon, maybe gave it 5 stars on Yelp, right? Those are called testimonials, and we read them all the time. And when people leave good testimonials about a business or a product or a service, we're more than likely going to call them. If my sink is clogged and you give a plumber a great testimonial, I'm probably calling that plumber because I need my sink unclogged just like you did. That's the whole point of testimonies. God receives glory and others receive grace. Now, let me give you a sneak peek into something that's going to happen later in the year. I'll be talking about this more as we go forward. We've got these amazing windows out in our lobby that point to our city. And I've been praying for years, "God, how can we utilize this space?" Like, some people pay lots of money to get billboards and advertise things. How can we use those windows to share our stories? And God has given us a great idea that I saw in Charlotte. I can't wait to show you pictures of it and show you how it's going to work. But the bottom line is this: you're going to share your story. Some of us in the church, God has done some amazing things in our lives, and we're going to share our stories. We're going to help you video them, capture them on video, so you don't have to be nervous. And then we're going to share those with the city through simple QR codes and simple text that draw them in, and just proclaim to our city, this is what God has done. Glorify God to our city and also give grace to our city. Can you imagine if somebody was driving by our church or walking by our church and they just found out that they're pregnant unexpectedly, and they look up and see words like, "I didn't know what I was going to do when the pregnancy test was positive," followed by a QR code that they could click to learn more. And when they click it, up pops a video of somebody in our church who was in the same situation and found hope through Jesus Christ. Y'all, can you see the power of story? Come on. It's going to be amazing. So start praying, start asking God. In the months to come, we're going to have links, forms that you can fill out, ways that we can schedule you so we can sit down and get an interview. And I can't wait to share your story. Put that on a platform that God has given us in our building. Man, what a great way to use the real estate in our downtown that God's given us. I hope you have a great week, man. And hey, practice. Go share your story this week with somebody and let God receive glory and let them receive grace because of it. I love you guys. Have a great week.